bit from both, but it's not really important where I come from or where my parents came from. Again, when I was a kid, my parents seemed to be really focused on me being like something in like a science field. And as the years kind of went on, my parents realized, I had to do my own thing, and I wouldn't say that, I'd say that if anything I have their blessing with what I am now. I mean, I'm in this school as an art major, miles away from what I thought I was going to be when I was a little kid.
I grew up in a little island in the Mediterranean. It's Cyprus. It's a Greek island.
I grew up in Alexandria, Egypt. Okay. Alexandria it's a beautiful city on the Mediterranean, and I grew up spending most of the time really on the beach whenever since I was growing up, and I always would look over the horizon of the Mediterranean and wonder what was beyond.
They practice I guess it's an Orthodox Christian, it's more like Byzantine. If I think about it right now, that's what the Greek Orthodox Christianity that they were practicing.
In Egypt is, of course, it's an Islamic country mostly. I think about 60% of the population are of Islamic faith, and about 40 Christians, Catholics, Orthodox.
I would say that in a small way, yes, when I was a child I was raised under the Christian religion, or just the Greek Orthodox like my mother, and but when we started getting older, my parents kind of stopped stressing religion and culture so much, and they just tried to focus on us, just kind of making our way through the American lifestyle.
That's a good question. Sometimes I still ask myself why. I think I really wanted to explore, like every young person. I wanted more opportunities. I didn't think there were a lot of opportunities for young women in my country.
I did really. What happened is that after I graduated from college, and it was. I mean, there was over there. It's a social system, and basically the government will hire everyone that graduates from college, and because of that economic philosophy, basically the salaries were very low.
I left in 1971. I was enrolled in a school in London. I really did want to work for the airlines, and I guess in order to do that I needed some more schooling rather than high school. So that was my first thought, but I really think I also wanted to explore living in other countries. Since England was, a close place to be, I had relatives there, and since we were a British colony before, so it was in the Commonwealth, so it was easy for me to go to England.
Basically what I did is I went to the United States Embassy in Cairo, and I applied for immigration to the United States. At the time, the Egyptian government had a quota of how many of certain professions to leave the country a year, and the year that, which was 1971, I received the approval of coming to the United States as an immigrant, which didn't happen in that year, happened later, of course. But it's basically, I left Egypt because of economic reasons. I could not see a future for me. I could not see a way of being able to have a family like my brother and sister who were older than I.
Well, I come from a very small island. At the time, population was probably 500,000. So when I arrived in London, it was such a cosmopolitan place. I met people from all over the world. It was a very busy place. People always rushed around and did things. Transportation was excellent. It was always, going back and forth. If you missed the train, 3 minutes later there was another one. The pace of life, I guess, the pace of life was so fast in London. It took a little bit of getting used to.
So basically I went to Italy for 6 months, where I got work under the table kind of, and overstayed my visa. So I went to the British Embassy to apply for a visa to go to London to visit my friend, and the official there would not give me the visa basically, and he was insisting that I was going there to basically overstay my welcome and probably break the British laws in a sense. It's almost like the illegal immigrants here. I just stopped and I said, I extended my hand to get my passport, and I said to him, "You sir, your country have occupied my Egypt for 74 years. Your armies came uninvited, and now you asking me, and you didn't get a visa to get to Egypt. Now you're asking me, you refused to give me a visa to go out to visit your country for 1 month?" And I extended my hand, tried to get my passport, and he had the passport on the other hand, and he kept like, he was pulling it and I'm pulling it. And in the end, I let go, and he looked at me, he opened the passport, he got his approval stamp, and he just stamped it. And it was a triumphant moment to me. You don't plan anything when you are raising kids, because it's an experience that evolving every day, and it evolved even more with every child.
So I don't think we went cultural. We did, even though we did the cooking and...
I think we came here to make a life, make a home,
Right.
and make United States our country, and basically we wanted our children not to be part of that society. And to be part of the American dream in a sense. Political freedom or religious freedom or whatever you can find. There is no place on earth other than the United States that have this kind of opportunity. And I think we wanted you kids to grow up open-minded. We didn't want to pass our cultural baggages to you, and we just wanted you to observe, watch, pick what you want, and we wanted you to be free without any pressure from us.
We made the right choice. We came to the right place.